I've just spent about an hour or so putting up the roofing. As you can see, I basically tied cordage to each of the rivets on this big tarp. This is not Dollar Tree tarp that I have. This is Walmart. No, actually I think it was Harbor Freight. I think they gave it to me for free one of the days that I went there when they were giving away free tarps. I think it may be a 6x8 or an 8x10 piece. But anyhow, I think I paid I think it sells for like $6 or $8. But I got it for free at Harbor Freight, and or I bought it from Walmart, I can't remember. Anyhow, I basically tied the rivet areas and had strings. And what I did was, there was an opening here when we had left it, because we had the last panel put up and we had an opening. I shoved everything up through there and then slowly had to use my pole here. Remember part of the awning system from Little Blue 2? That's what this all is. And it still has a little hook on it. And that makes a really nice little hook for grabbing the rivet or the loose cordage to try to pull it out towards the sides, which I did, and then I just tied each of them to stretch out the tarp. So you can see we are pretty much sealed. There may be a couple little holes here, which I will deal with later. But this roof is like far more superior than the roof of the original Yurt 1.0. The only bad thing about this particular location is there aren't tree cover overhead. So believe it or not, it actually is hotter at this location than it was at location of Yurt 1.0. Now Yurt 1.0 is kind of in shambles right now because I've taken components to put it onto Yurt 2.0. As you can see, Yurt 1.0 is in pieces. I'm going to be removing the roofing from there and starting to put them up as wall segments over here, so it'll get even hotter in here. But we're going to be putting some grass, not today, but another day we're going to be putting grass up for the walls and on top of the roofing to help insulate it and also to help with better waterproofing. And it'll keep the sun's UV rays from destroying the tarp, which if we left it exposed like this, I don't think it'll last a year. So by covering it with the grass, I think we can have like a little, almost like a grass hut over here, and it is like pretty large. I'm thinking it is at least 20 feet wide, 18 to 20 feet wide. So quite a bit larger than the original Yurt 1.0. And given enough interest, and if I have time, if people want me to build Yurt 1.0 or a Yurt at the original location, I may put another one up there. So that visitors can come here and kind of use it almost like a campground or a hotel and just chill. The new Yurt will be built similar to this one. You know, we built this design from what we learned from Yurt 1.0, and this is really stable. Look at this. See, it's pretty solid. I wouldn't push super hard on it, but it's about 10 times stronger than the original Yurt because it wasn't built completely from fronds and zip ties and masking or duct tape. So this one has mostly zip ties, some screws to hold that center beam in place, and we are using the fronds as reinforcements for the roofing to help keep things stable so that we don't have water pockets. Hopefully we don't have water pockets. Of course, this particular Yurt has not gone through a rainstorm yet. So it'll be nice if I can put the walls up before the rainstorm hits. That way everything doesn't, you know, start to rot from the water and stuff hitting it. And the earlier I can start to put the roofing and the sidewalls up, the more protected the unit becomes. Now, I haven't figured out what I'm going to do yet about the door, but it is just tall enough for me to walk under, and I am 5'10". So those of you who are a little shorter, you might have to duck a little, but it's not bad. I mean, I think the height is about 7 foot at the center, and most, so if you're 6 foot, you can still walk around in here without having to duck. So it's looking really good. I'm pretty stoked at how it's turning out so far. I have started to dismantle the roofing from Yurt 1.0 over there. You can see it's now missing the roof. It's because I got it here. But just want to point out that I don't know if you recall when we were building it, we used a Loctite spray adhesive. It's not a liability because it didn't want to come off. And see how it actually pulled off parts of the tarp? Because it melts the plastic, is how it sticks. And parts of the tarp ripped. I think because of the Loctite. So I'm going to save what I can, salvage and use what I can. But the idea is not to use them as the only walls. They're just going to be the layer to keep the water out. But I'm actually planning on putting up grass, basically grass walls. It's going to be almost like a grass hut. But the inside is going to have these tarps to help with keeping water from leaking through. So it doesn't have to be perfect, but it should be a lot more watertight than previously. So here then is what we've got currently going on. You can see I'm putting the panels up this time. These are the Dollar Tree panels that were on the roofing, but you can see there are holes in it. That's all right. The way it's set up right now, because we have the perimeter wood here, I can easily hang them all up. Now the bottom, I'm just going to get some cordage and run it across the entire unit so we can strap things down and hold them taut in place. The good thing about it is I can put another layer on it. So I can do that to make it tighter. Now I could leave it like this with the blue tarp. Just add more layers to give it a little bit more strength. Which I will add. I may add, I don't know, I haven't decided yet, but I probably will add it to give it a little bit more of a better seal. But the idea is to put grass on it on the other side so the blue tarp won't be exposed to the sun, which is killing the tarp. Same with the roofing. But this allows for very fast construction and cheap. So, well, relatively cheap. We'll be able to get more panels and put them across. And I don't even know. I don't know if I'm going to need to reinforce this with more or if this is good enough. For now, I'm going to leave it like this, and hopefully it's good enough. But if it's not, we'll have to do more reinforcement. Just thought I would take a moment to show you guys how far along we've gotten. These wall panels are actually very fast to put up. I do need to secure the bottom and then run lines to secure it all down. You can hear one of the others out there real nearby. But I would say the hardest part, or the slowest part in this whole structure was the roofing. It took forever. But now, the rest of it is actually going very, very fast.